Hello, hello. I hope that you're doing very, 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 very well. I'm very, very happy. But it's okay if you're not happy. This video is about how to be happy, but not being happy is not necessarily a bad thing. Being happy is a choice. That's the theme of this video. It's about the word choice. That word can sound kind of frustrating, so let me give you some more thoughts with choice. The first thing I wanted to mention, which Krishna mentioned last night at his workshop. Krishna is this famous yogi chanting guy, and the depth of his voice and his focus and the sense of devotion has really drawn people in to follow him, and he's been doing it for a very long time, so he's had plenty of time to get himself out there. And what he reminded us is that things like happiness and love are always existing, and it's really just a matter of whether or not we tap into them. So we don't create it. There's not necessarily more or less. It's just there for us to choose to be in that space and feel that space or not. The other thing that happened while he was talking was I remembered the other thing I wanted to say yesterday to you. I was sitting in this beautiful church and I looked up at the wall as he was talking about happiness, and I saw the beautiful stained glass window. And the thing I wanted to say about let's imagine our natural state is that beautiful stained glass window. And then it can get covered with dirt or dust over time, and we don't see that natural state. So all of the definitions that we've put on life, all of the emotions that we carry can be like that dirt or that dust. And you could either leave all that dirt and that dust on there, or you could take the choice to wash it off, to take the window power washer, take a shower, take a bath, or you can walk around with the dirt and never bathe. So it's just taking that time to take a choice to take those layers off of you. Another point I wanted to make about this is when you go to the grocery store and you're walking through, and especially in America, there's tons and tons of options. And if you were to look at everything on the shelves in the grocery store, how long would it take you? You typically want to get in and out of the grocery store in maybe 30 minutes to max 60 minutes. You don't want to be there all day looking at everything on the shelves. So you make choices while you're in the grocery store. Well, literally, life and the way that we feel and the stories that we create in our head and the stories that we focus on are like a choice. It's not like bad things never happen to happy people. It's just that they're going to make a choice as to what they're going to focus on more. This isn't about ignoring any problems, but it's about how you approach that. And are you looking at the problem, or are you looking at the solution? So that's another way to think about that. And then Krishna also told the story of Ram Dass, who's been in a wheelchair, it sounded like 10 or 30 years, all these different health issues, and Krishna goes, and it's so annoying because he's the happiest person in the world. And he's not letting his outer circumstance or the conditions of his life affect his happiness. So he's making a choice. His physical body is in a lot of pain, and he could sit around complaining. He could be complaining about the things that he can't do in life, or he could be looking at what joy there could be. What's the amazing feeling I can have in my heart? What are gifts that I can give to others? Who are the amazing people that I can have in my world? This is a common quote that I say from Yogananda: circumstances are neutral. So there's one thing to think about the story that you create, and then the story that you choose to tune into. And which one are you going to spend the most of your time on? Which one of those stories would you like to tune into? Maybe some of you could even post here a little moment that happened today, of a good moment, of that's the story that I want to focus on. Now that this gets more serious for people, and I got a nice reminder listening to the 4-Hour Workweek book as I was driving back to the coast from Portland. And they talked about this idea of people-ectomy, of sometimes divorcing some people, or Matt Kahn said having a twin flame garage sale where you just let some people leave your life who are not serving you in your highest. And the way you could think about this is just think about the 80-20 principle. And are the people that you're with is 80% of the time really feeding and nourishing you and growing you, or is 80% of the time dragging you down? And that might be one way to gauge is how much time do I want to be spending with this person? How much do I want them in my life? Or just how do I want to navigate my time with them so we can stay in the 80% that's great? That's something to think about. And if you feel like somebody is not serving you, but you feel very connected at the heart, you love them, just take a small step of just spending a little less time with them. But then take a step also to meet somebody else new, who you feel does match the way you want to live in life. They say that we are, and they've done all these experiments on it, that we are the sum total of the 5 closest people in our life. So are the 5 closest people to you inspiring you to be the best that you can be? And there you have a choice as to what do you want in your environment. So there you go with some ideas of how you can make choice. And I hope that you have just a wonderful, blessed rest of your day. I'll add one more thought. If you make the choice to be not happy, which is fine too, because sometimes we want to feel out those emotions, enjoy the non-happiness as much as you can. Interestingly enough, I found when I do that, the non-happiness just vanishes. So whatever it is you choose, enjoy. Bye-bye. Blessings.